Paul Krugman is joining that cadre of observers who realize that Donald Trump is not an aberration. Donald Trump is like we've talked about in this program, the personification of the sickness that defines the Republican Party in general, conservatives specifically. And all Trump is doing, he's like a character out of a Mary Shelley book. I mean, he's a creation, Trump is, of the madness of the Christian right-wing neo-fascist element in this country. They created Trump, and Trump knows that. That's why Trump doesn't have to come up with any policies. He doesn't have to defend. He doesn't have to elaborate or explain or lay out positions that he would take. Nothing that's rational or logical or reasonable or doesn't involve some kind of deportations or slaughter or yelling or screaming or what have you. But Trump is exactly what the neo-fascist right in this country has been waiting for. Now, as Krugman points out at his blog, not in the New York Times, but at Krugman's blog, he mentions that Frank Bruni, who writes for the Times, I like Bruni's writing, but Bruni had a piece in, I think, a couple of Sundays ago, indicating that Bruni marvels at polls that show that Donald Trump, with his multiple marriages and casinos and gambling and whoring around and all the crap that he does, is the preferred candidate among Republican Christian evangelicals. It's just unbelievable. And you wonder why I use the hypocrisy word so often? Oh, come on. Krugman says, others are shocked to see a crude mercantilist make so much headway in the alleged party of free markets. What happened, Krugman writes, to conservative principles? Oh, come on. First of all, that's a total contradiction in terms. Conservative and principles can't be put together in the same sentence unless they're in a contradictory position. They just can't. Anyway, he answers his own question, what happened to conservative principles. Krugman writes, actually nothing. Because, hello, those alleged principles were never real. Of course not. Conservative religiosity, conservative faith in markets were never about living a godly life or letting the invisible hand promote entrepreneurship. Instead, it was all, as Corey Robin describes it, conservatism is a reactionary movement, a defense of power and privilege against democratic challenges from below, particularly in the private spheres of the family and the workplace. So it's really about who's boss and making sure that the man in charge stays boss. Trump is admired for putting women and workers in their places. And it doesn't matter if he covets his neighbor's wife or demands trade wars. The point is that Trump isn't a diversion. He is a revelation. I like that. Bringing the real motivations of the movement out into the open. Now, Krugman may be more adept at being a wordsmith. He may be more skilled in putting sentences like those together. But that doesn't mean that you and I haven't figured this out about Trump considerably before Krugman wrote about it. I'm not saying that Krugman didn't understand it also. But Trump is not, I mean, he is, rather than what he's not, it's much easier to say what he is. He is something that has leaped, what did I say last week? Leaped out of the Christian conservative id. It's this unconstrained monster. It's, who was it that Beowulf killed? Grendel. It is the Grendel from the collective consciousness of the right wing in this country, the teabaggers, these miserable sons of bitches, all the way up and down the line, from the Limbaughs and little pissants like Sean Hannity, and these Christian monsters, and the ones like Pastor Hagee, the warmongers, the ones who want blood and death in order for their precious Savior to be impressed, I guess. Whew. Well, it is church night. And Krugman makes the point. Trump is not, what do you say? Trump is not, Trump is a revelation. He sure is. It's a pulling back the curtain and revealing that I call it anyway, this monstrous, voraciously evil id that is the Christian, partly Christian conservative, economic conservative, political conservative, that whole right-wing rat's nest of reactionary filth and lies and deception and contempt and hatred. So, if you've been wondering, and perhaps you have, how the Christian evangelicals can so easily attach themselves lamprey-like to a slug of filth, a pig like Donald Trump, it's very simple. They are him. He is them. He's their creation. There he is. Now, Trump, I don't mean to say that he is stupid. He's not. He's an ignorant man, but he certainly is not stupid, especially like most sociopaths. He like Dick Cheney. He knows exactly how to manipulate people. That's all Trump has done his entire life. I mean, that's what made him a billionaire, is the ability to manipulate, to threaten and then back off, and then threaten again, and then cajole and plead and demand and threaten again. Trump is the, what was his book, The Art of the Deal? Oh, bull. The Art of the Deal? Yeah, okay. Trump is a thug, but he's a thug creation of the right wing. This is what the Christians have always wanted. This is what the political conservatives have always wanted. There he is. And at the same time, he can tell these crazed reactionaries that he's not religious. He can come around and say, no, no. He's the antithetical redeemer. He doesn't want to redeem anybody. He doesn't want to make anybody's life better except his own. Anyway, I just thought I would toss that in because Krugman made a couple of good points, but I venture that it's nothing you didn't already know about Donald Trump. Certainly is not anything I didn't know, right? And I'm you, and you're me. We'll be right back.